This brings us to a very important metaphysical point, which is that a thing and its opposite, according to the left hemisphere, are simply as far apart as they can be, and we move always in a linear way to what we identify as good. Everything I know tells me that in fact opposites are connected, and if you pretend that you are only having one, you don't notice the dark side. And this is terribly true in psychiatry. It's almost a truism to say that a lot of the work one does as a psychiatrist is helping people to see that there is a good side to what it is that they fear and dislike in themselves, but there is also a dark side to the bits that they pride themselves on, and that you cannot get rid of the dark side. You accept it and work with moving it towards something creative. And all creativity and all life is creative. Our mental world is creative. Our daily reality is created partly by us, not out of nowhere, but it's grounded in something else, but we help create it. That process depends on opposition. It depends on a degree of resistance, actually. And as soon as you've decided that X, Y, and Z are good, and their opposites are bad, and we must have more and more and more and more of the thing we've decided is good, you end up reaping a whirlwind, because the things you didn't take note of come back and bite you in the bum. There is a need for this resistance. This is a theme that is very important in the book I'm now writing, which is that nothing comes into being or can be without resistance. A simple way of thinking about it is that actually we can't move if it were not for friction. Friction is actually stopping you moving, but actually moving depends on friction. A more sophisticated one is to do with the nature of flow, which is the overarching metaphor of flow as what it is, what the universe is. Heraclitus is saying everything flows. This is brilliant. He didn't say everything changes. He said everything flows, which is a different matter. But anyway, flow produces something very important. It produces irregularities, and it only actually exists if there is a degree of containment. So if there is no containment, water is still and does nothing. It's the containment that causes the flow, and it's obstructions to the flow that cause turbulence. And turbulence is massively creative. All flow in nature is turbulent, or at least almost all flow in nature is turbulent. And turbulence is one of the last things that we can map. We know how we're getting to grip, we don't really know, but we're getting to grips better with quantum mechanics than we are with the mathematical equations for flow. They're so complex, and they're almost infinitely complex, that it is said that we can never actually do it. So they might be an instance of a kind of chaos that is vastly creative, partly because it's the coming together of order with disorder. And I'm always saying we need division and we need union. It's not just that union is marvelous, all is one, and that's the perfectly wise point of view. It's not that everything is separate and distinct and atomistic. We need to bring these two apparently opposite points of view together. We need union and division, but we need, at a meta level, union of them, not the division of them, which is what we now have.